G'day, Jess Skarratt here and welcome to another session of Surfing Australia TV. It's great to have your company. Now, before we launch into our first feature, we've put together a bit of a montage to give you an idea of what's coming up on the show. Torquay is well known as the home of famous Bells Beach and also for being the birthplace of iconic surf brands Rip Curl and Quiksilver. But Victoria's surfing capital can also claim an amazing place that's been set up to preserve and protect Australia's surfing heritage.
Surfworld's the largest surfing and beach culture museum. We tell the story of Australian surfing. We're also the home of the Australian Surfing Hall of Fame, and all the aspects of Australian surfing and its rich and fabulous history are represented here in the museum. For surfers, it's a chance to walk down memory lane. For people that are getting involved with surfing, it's a great way of delving into the culture and the history of surfing. And for people travelling from areas that may not have exposure to surfing, it's a great way for them to plug into what surfing is all about. So walking along the boardwalk under the lip of this wave, you can check out the history of surfing from the earliest examples of timber surfboards right through to the most futuristic designs and experimental boards. So surfing evolved from solid timber surfboards about 100 years ago and transitioned from what we can see here, which is a solid timber board which spent half of its life as a board and also has done time as a carpentry bench as well. It's got drill holes and a number of other things that show that it's had at least 2 lives, to hollow plywood surfboards that were used from the late 20s through the 50s and through to the 50s. And then in 1956, balsa and fiberglass boards were introduced. They were short, they were light, and the performance level really took off. So from that point, surfing has really evolved and become a popular sport in Australia. Simon basically arrived at Bells in 1981 with a board that had 3 fins. Up until that point, boards had only had 1 fin or 2 fin boards popularised by Mark Richards, and pretty much revolutionised surfing at that point. In huge waves, he demonstrated the performance potential of the boards. And since then, every World Championship has been won on a 3-fin surfboard. Most of the pros still ride 3-fin surfboards, and in terms of production, most of the boards produced since that time have carried that design as well. The Hall of Fame sits at the heart of the museum here in Torquay and tells the story of Australian surfing legends. Come on in, I'll show you around. This area records significant Australian surfers, a great example of each of their boards and a biography of their major achievements. And probably beyond that, it's a great record of the changes in surfing designs, as well as a whole bunch of boards that I'd like to take down off the walls and go surfing. In 1919, a young surfer called Lewis White travelled to Hawaii. He bought 4 surfboards there from Duke Kahanamoku and travelled back to Australia and surfed the boards at Lorne and Anglesea. So we're lucky to have these surfboards here, which represent the origins of surfing in this part of the world. There are 2 different elements within the museum, permanent displays and then temporary exhibitions. We're standing in temporary exhibition space here at the moment, which is an exhibition called Bells Gold, which celebrates the 50-year history of the contest at Bells Beach. But we have a constantly evolving array of new exhibitions that will be coming through the museum, as well as those fantastic and iconic things that are permanently on display. This is a fantastic trophy from Mick Dooley's win at Bells in 1964, and you can see the difference between what you win for the contest then and how it is now. But this is a much loved item. You can see the plating's worn off this. It's obviously something that Mick appreciates and has handled with care over a long, long time. This is a fantastic story. Gail Cooper won the Bells event 10 times in 11 years. This is her trophy from the first year they awarded Bells in 1967. A lot of people make a big deal about Kelly Slater and Mark Richards winning the event 4 times, and Gail's record's amazing, a 10-time winner of Bells. So that's a great indication of the importance of the museum, is telling stories that people perhaps aren't familiar with and exploring the history and the depth of Australian surfing. Surfing's such a huge part of Australian life that it's a great opportunity for us to protect and preserve and present the story of Australian surfing to people from around the world and around Australia. And it's just so important that we're able to look after those elements and present them in the best possible way that we can.
The history of Australian surfing boasts a rich heritage of champions. Now here's your chance to have a say on who you think are Australia's 10 most influential surfers from 1963 to 2013. In conjunction with Surfing Australia's 50th year celebrations, Australia's 10 most influential surfers will be announced at the 2013 Australian Surfing Awards, and you're invited to be part of the voting. So, who are Australia's 10 most influential surfers? Vote now for a chance to win.
Over the past 50 years, surfboard riding in Australia has moved from the rebel fringe to the sporting mainstream, producing some of the greatest champions the world has seen. For the first time, a new book, Surfing Australia, A Complete History of Surfboard Riding in Australia, tells the whole story. Not just of the half-century of organised surfing, but of the years of adventure and experimentation that preceded it. Do yourself a favour and buy it today. It's on sale at all good bookstores and the Surfing Australia website.
Craig and his team from Surf World are dead set legends doing amazing things, and it seems that Torquay is full of people wanting to make a difference. And while Surfing Australia TV were in town, we caught up with a whole lot of them who are lured together by the Quiksilver Foundation. The Quiksilver Foundation is a non-for-profit organisation that was set up globally to enhance the quality of life for communities of board riders by supporting environmental, educational, health and youth-related projects. This is Quiksilver HQ and the Awaken the Spirit World Champions Ball, held here in the surfing mecca of Torquay, Victoria, is their major fundraiser. But check it out downstairs, this art show / silent auction / one big party is a prelude to the main event. This year, the Quiksilver Foundation has partnered with Save the Children and Barnados Australia to give 500 underprivileged kids the chance to learn to surf through Surfing Australia's National Vegemite Surf Groms program.
Quiksilver's vision is to awaken the spirit of surfing that lives in everyone. Surfing's so close to our heart. You know, our company was founded in surfing, so to give Australian kids a chance to catch their first wave, what could be closer to Quiksilver than that?
We've got World Champ Martin Porter, we've got Wahoo, Quiksilver Ambassador, the biggest frother on Vegemite Surf Groms on the planet. You're here doing it for the kids. It doesn't take much to lure you to Bells Beach, to Torquay, but you're here doing it for the grommers.
It's all about the kids. I've got two of my own. My little boys just gotten into surfing, so I know how important it is. It's a great cause, you know. I'll give all my time in the world for it.
Oh, it's the best. Disadvantaged kids need all the help they can get, and to be with the Quiksilver Surf Groms, it's just amazing. And to see the stoke on their faces to actually ride a wave, it's just amazing. So I'm stoked to be involved.
You two are here helping support the community event, but you'll be, you know, suiting up for the main event tomorrow night. Looking flash, I'm sure.
Of course. Have a look at me. Always looking flash.
You know, it's for a good cause, as we said, so let's hope they can, you know, pull it off.
Well, we'll see you there tomorrow night, and I'll get in there with you guys, with Steph, Gilmore, and I'll make sure that they dig deep and donate lots of money for such an amazing cause.
Absolutely.
Thanks, lads. You can put your shades on now. Too cool for school, these boys.
Last night we had the yard auction for the community, but tonight's more about corporate people putting their hands in their pockets and really just, you know, bidding up for some fabulous auction items, and hopefully we'll get enough cash to make a dream come true for these kids.
Chanel, this must mean so much to you, but tell us, what is this going to mean for these amazing kids?
It is going to mean so much for these children. It's going to give them opportunities that they won't get. They're not able to afford this, even if their parents want to do it and they've got the time to take them, they can't afford it. Just seeing that change when they get on the water and they can do something makes it all worthwhile, and everybody here is fantastic to give us the money.
The CEO of Surfing Australia, Andrew Starr.
Vegemite Surf Groms is such an incredible program. How special is it to share it with these very special kids?
Oh, it's amazing, building confidence in kids through being able to learn to surf and enjoy the ocean and, get familiar with the ocean. So this whole program and this night with the Quiksilver Foundation is about reaching down and being able to get the underprivileged kids involved in the program. So I think it'll have the same effect, if not better, and really just bring them out of themselves and give them an opportunity that they wouldn't have otherwise had.
Often it can be just one thing that they get to do that's different and feel really good about themselves, and that can often turn a life around for a young person, because it's like, wow, I can really do this. I've been able to surf, I've been able to get out on the waves and enjoy that freedom and that sense of achievement, and often that can be one thing that they go, well, I did that, and that can make a big difference.
Steph, you started surfing when you were 10, so you know just how important it is for kids to get into surfing at a young age. What are you hoping these very special kids will get out of it?
The Vegemite Surf Groms is that perfect opportunity for them to get out there and especially underprivileged kids, because the beach and surfing is not really the most accessible thing.
Let's do it. You know you want to do it. Is Lane going to come back and try and take you out? Let's have one more round of applause. This isn't an aligning of the elements right here. Let's have one more round of applause. This doesn't happen.
Vegemite Surf Groms is a fantastic program, and putting kids around Australia through their program is something that I think is tremendous. But the thought of putting underprivileged kids through the Vegemite Surf Groms program, giving them the opportunity to go surfing, to experience the sun, the energy, the fun that Australia's all about, that really hits me here.
It's great to see pro surfers and the surfing industry come together for causes like this.
Well, it's really good, it's wonderful to see the surfing companies, which do really well out of surfing, put something back into it. And Quiksilver, with the Quiksilver Foundation, has always been a giver. They're always coming up with ideas to put sort of some of the money they make back into surfing.
I think he's going to run me over. And I duck dived and I just went, and I went, thank God he wasn't riding a thruster, because I felt the twin fins go over my shoulder.
I actually meant to do it.
You never know, they could be a world champion in amongst these underprivileged kids.
And I've got goosebumps. I don't know if you can see that, but I've got goosebumps thinking about. I've got goosebumps thinking about what these kids are going to experience. And if they can have a smile on their faces as big as this woman's smile, lights up the world, that's what this is all about.
Soundwave 2013 hits capital cities next February and March with a jaw-dropping lineup.
Metallica,
Linkin Park, Blink-182,
A Perfect Circle, The Offspring,
plus Paramore,
Garbage,
Tomahawk, Stone Sour,
Caius Lives, Anthrax,
Sum 41, Dragon Force,
All Time Low,
and many more.
Tickets on sale now.
For all deets, hit up bmusic.com.au.
Soundwave 2013.
Celebrating 10 years.
What an amazing night, and the most exciting times are ahead when 500 kids will experience catching their very first wave. Well, now you know what the Quiksilver Foundation is all about. It's time to travel with 5-time world champ Steph Gilmore as she embarks on the trip of a lifetime.
Well, when I became a Quiksilver ambassador, I met Marichu, who heads up the Quiksilver Foundation. We basically talked about a project that I would like to be involved with and something that I was passionate about, and she suggested this project called the Water Guardians, which was 7 hours inland of the coast of Senegal. I wanted to be involved with a project that I was passionate about and something that I felt I could actually be more involved with physically and have more of a hands-on approach. We went to Senegal and went on this trip, which was to basically learn about the Water Guardians project, to be there and to experience life in the village and how it's actually going to help this little village to sustain life. The whole trip in itself was a crazy mix of emotions, everything from heart-wrenching to fulfilling to inspiring. I became so aware of the world. When we were there, we planted another few thousand trees, and that includes nut trees, fruit trees, things that will bring an economy to the villages and also work for the farmers. To give these baby trees to these little kids and to see the look on their faces when they got this tree was like, oh my goodness, it's giving life. The hospital we saw there was absolutely horrendous, and they didn't even have an ambulance. So if anyone gets sick, you can't even get to the hospital because it's like walking distance, and it could be a 3-hour drive. Tom's a musician, and I love music as well, and so we kind of were thinking about what can we do that involves a song, and maybe we can raise money. Tom basically has written the lyrics for a song, and he's produced the whole song, and we've gotten all of the Quiksilver ambassadors to come into the studio, the drop-in studio in St. Jean-de-Luz. It's really cool. I think this is something it's special to us because it's close to our hearts, and it's also giving back to this village in a really cool way. So every song that's sold, basically the money goes back to this village. We had a campaign when I won my 5th world title called the 5 Steph campaign, and everyone that, after I won the world title, Quiksilver announced that if you take a photo of yourself doing a 5 or holding 5 jambon or anything to do with a 5, you have to hashtag 5Steph and tweet it or Instagram it at Quiksilver, and Quiksilver matched the amount of photos with money. I actually decided that should go to having an ambulance for the village, so you can go and actually pick up people and take them to the hospital. I couldn't think of a better way to really show, that we want to give back some more, and to actually go and to do something where you're actually helping someone physically it's a whole new level of fulfillment, and yeah, it's wonderful. It's really cool.
The world's best surfers ride them, and now you can too. Surfsim.com is giving you the chance to win your very own custom DHD surfboard. Surfsim.com offer great deals on travel sims. Travel Sim are the experts in prepaid global roaming and are the smart way to use your mobile phone when travelling overseas. So surf the net to surfsim.com now for your chance to win your DHD board, and remember Travel Sim for your next trip.
My name's Gary Cruikshank, Head Coach of Australia's High Performance Centre. Today I'm going to show you more of an elite manoeuvre, what we call a forehand bottom turn going to fin bust, so to throw the fins off the top of the wave. Now, just quickly, we have a layout of cones. If you can emulate or copy these actions, you should be able to get the outcome you're looking for, and that is a major manoeuvre off the top of the wave called a fin bust. Here we go. Nice and low, touch, head turn, push out the back foot, keep the momentum going through the red cones. So as you can see me coming into the cone area, I get in position at white, touch through the yellow on the bottom turn. As I go towards the blue cones, I turn the head, good strong shoulder rotation towards the red cones, strong aggressive push out with the back foot, good bend of the front knee, and you can see I have forward momentum out of the slide through red, thus emulating a made fin bust. With using the street boards and using this technique, we can guarantee success. So with a strong major bottom turn, touch through the apex of the bottom turn, and then with a strong head turn off the top of the wave, using your shoulders, rotating your shoulders to the base of the wave, making sure that they stay in that position as you come to the base of the wave, I can guarantee you get this technique right on your street board, it will transpose into your surfing.
I'm here to demonstrate the super hydrophobic qualities of the nanotube speed coating. And so basically what I'm going to show you here is I'm going to shake these two bottles up here, and what you see is the nanotune, which has been coated, just drips straight away. And this is an untreated side, which you can see here is still, all the water is stuck to the side. So with paddleboarding, and what I like to do with the paddleboarding, you know, if that's a 1% or 2% difference over a 5-hour race, that could be the difference between 5 minutes or 10 minutes being in front or behind. So, saying the Molokai Channel, you could try and you know, get on a bump which is going to project you 100 metres, and if you don't quite get that, that's 100 metres that you lose, and you're never ever going to get to catch up. So with the nanotune protection on the bottom of your board, you are going to get that projection, you are going to get the glide, which in turn is going to get you to the end of the race faster. So this is the pre-tuner. Basically, I'm just going to spray the board lightly here. And here we are, just rubbing on nice and light. Circular motion, not too hard. So now step 2, the most important part of the nano tuning process, which is the speed coating. So basically what you do, get this light coating over half the board at the start, and you've got to shake it, actually. Shake it really good, because that's what the shaking does, you get all the nanoparticles moving and gets onto your board. So now, basically just a nice, even circular motion. I like to hit the rails, also the fins, because any surface that's hitting the water, you know, you want to get the maximum performance out of it. Even nano tune the fin. I'm Jamie Mitchell, reminding you to stay tuned.
I want to be the best I can be, and there's no better high than pushing myself and my surfing. For me, surfing is everything. I can't imagine not having surfing with me for the rest of my life. Don't let drugs destroy your future.
The Wahoo Surfer Groms comps are an awesome introduction and learning environment for young surfers across Australia. And the lucky grommets who hit the Coffs Harbour event wasted no time in attacking the fun little peaks and truckloads of Wahoo games and prizes.
The Wahoo Surfer Grom comps are the best event in Australia. Fun to hang with your mates and get lots of prizes. Everything's good. The Wahoo Surfer Grom comps are such a good experience for all the little kids. it's so much fun to play with all the great prizes and getting out there and just having so much fun.
It's going to be a pretty good day, I reckon. Weather's good, surf's pretty good.
To surf twice and you win heaps of stuff and you get to socialise with all the kids.
Good beach games and that, and there's so much freebies to give away, and it's such a good environment for all the kids.
You meet lots of friends and you get lots of prizes and it's really fun.
They get to surf all day, they get to play all day, and then they just come in for their heats and yeah, really enjoy themselves.
The Wahoo Grom Comp is the best. I love it because just like meeting new friends and beating other friends and just like staying at people's houses and surfing tons and putting zinc on your head and the crumb cutlets, getting like Wahoo Grom things and stuff. It's pretty sick, like the frisbees. The hell. Wahoo!
Just a chance to get away, meet some new people.
And everybody knows the Wahoo products. You can buy them everywhere. So as soon as you see the name, you know it's going to be something fun.
Wahoo Aussie Ants!
Well, that's our show all wrapped up. Thanks for joining us. It's been great having you tag along with us today. If you want info on anything that you have seen, just head to our website, and while you're online, give us a little bit of attention on Instagram, Twitter or Facebook. Would love to hear from you. I'm Jess Skarratt. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time for more Surfing Australia TV.